My brain hurts. Hey y'all, gravity any day above ground livid. So you already know what to do. Share, like, and subscribe. That's right, share, like, and subscribe, because I'm not like other YouTubers. I'm different. I should not have been up this early doing this research. My brain hurts. But before we get into real time and I show you the connection with this Samuel Bankman-Fried, who was basically I think they're calling him like the king of crypto. He had a $16 billion net worth, and now all of a sudden he's down to zero. But there's a lot of intricate layers here for what he did, how Biden's administration's connected to it, how politicians are connected to it. I mean, it's a whole thing. But before we start, I'm gonna do something a little off code. You got to give it up to white supremacy. They know how to play the game, boy. But there's also going to be a lesson in here for us as well, and I'll probably reveal that at the end. But let's just get to real time, folks, because we got a lot to cover. So here we go. Right, we're here in real time. So I'm looking at an article for financialinvestor24.com. Now, this is independent media, so don't come at me. It says Bankman-Fried misguides regulators, directing them away from centralized finance. We will define that term in a little bit. But there was a part in here I want y'all to see. It is right here. In 2008, in addition to the blanket regulation, there was an additional option. The 2008 financial crisis, BTC white papers, Satoshi Nakamoto, an anonymous author, was the primary inspiration for the creation of an unreliable and immutable monetary structure. They created a system that organizes itself. So for all my crypto people, you understand what they're talking about. There's no greater proof and transparency than the one generated cryptographically from block producers. Cryptography is, for all intents and purposes, a form or organization that is coded in computer software and maintained by a decentralized group of nodes. So basically, not anybody can get in there without knowing the keys or the nodes. You basically need either one key or two keys to basically decipher the information. Decentralized systems, which are fully transparent and operate according to a set of fixed rules, are a dream for the regulator. And what is decentralized systems versus centralized systems? Well, we're going to go here. Traditional finance versus decentralized finance. Now, traditionals are usually your banks, brokerage firms, credit unions, anywhere you put in money where it's basically a 9 to 5. So it says traditional finance users must share personal data, which is vulnerable to security breaches. The unbanked or underbanked can't access traditional financial services. So that means nobody can just walk off the street and ask them for money. You got to be with a bank to get money. Payments can be intercepted and markets can be shut down. That's where the government comes in. The clearing and setting of transactions can take days. So if you guys ever put in a brand new paycheck, especially back in the day, you know how long it takes to clear. It could take upwards to a week. And the hours of operations are limited. Brick and mortar hours. I don't know why the hell I said blockchain. But whatever, let's continue. So here we go. Decentralized finance. No need to disclose personal details, just connect a digital wallet. We're going to show you what that means in a little bit. Users custody their own funds, easier to avoid loss of funds. So basically, you're in control of your own money. So you're basically watching it go in and out in real time. No pun intended. Trustless. No need to worry if a protocol will do what it says it will do. So you see your money going up and down, you just figure it's par for the course. Speedy. Transactions are completed in near real time. Like I said before, you could basically put out pips, or you can trade your crypto and it's in and out of your wallet or inside your wallet. And the decentralized finance markets operate around the clock 24/7, 365. Again, it's on the internet, so your money's always moving. But this part right here where it says no need to disclose personal details, just connect a digital wallet. Let's talk about that, because this is where y'all's Biden administration comes in. Switch. All right, y'all. I switched around and found this article. It says Biden administration wants to make it easier to seize crypto without criminal charges. Now, whoever was on my channel, I warned y'all this was going to happen. Biden, that I told y'all that Cash App, Venmo stuff was just a test run, because that's considered digital money. Y'all better watch this, because if Congress passes this when they do the new session in January, we're screwed. The Cash App, Venmo, Zelle business is, we might as well just mail the money in greeting cards. But let's continue. Buried deep in a 61-page recent report by the U.S. Attorney General, the Biden administration called for a dramatic expansion in the federal government's ability to seize and keep cryptocurrency. If enacted, the proposed changes would bolster both criminal forfeiture, which requires a conviction to permanently confiscate property, as well as civil forfeiture, which doesn't require a conviction or even criminal charges to be filed. So basically, remember those 87,000 IRS agents? Yeah, some of them are going to be dedicated to this. If you owe money to the government, doesn't even matter if you were part of a criminal enterprise. If you owe them money, they can go take your crypto, even if you declared it. I mean, you should tell them that you have it, but don't withdraw it. But if they say, hey, you owe 10 grand, you got 10 grand in crypto, we take that. Yeah, they can do that. Notably, the report's release was coupled with the announcement of a new digital asset coordination network. This nationwide network is staffed with more than 150 federal prosecutors who will be trained on drafting civil and criminal forfeiture actions. So they're going to be told how to do this so they can just take it. And no lawyer on the outside will have any recourse. Due to crypto's pseudonymous, Jesus Christ. See, this is why I don't like doing videos early in the morning. Due to crypto's pseudonymous nature, it's sometimes assumed to be immune from government confiscation, but the reality is quite different. Last year, the U.S. Marshals, the custodians for Justice Department seizures, managed almost 200 cryptocurrency seizures worth $466 million. Let's move down. And it says, since fiscal 2014, FBI, Secret Service, and Homeland Security investigations have collectively seized almost $680 million worth of crypto. It's a lot of money. But even those amounts pale in comparison to IRS criminal investigation, remember what I said, which has confiscated a staggering $3.8 billion in virtual currency between fiscal 2018 and 2021. Nevertheless, the Justice Department argued that crypto has revealed limits on the forfeiture tools used by federal law enforcement and recommended several updates to existing law. So when they want to move the law, they can. All right. First, the Attorney General wants to broaden the most abusive form of civil forfeiture, which occurs without any independent or impartial judicial oversight. What does that mean? It means the seizing agency, not a judge. Hear me again. The seizing agency, not a judge, decides whether a property should be forfeited. Great. So you're giving the government broader powers past the judicial side. Great. Wonderful. The federal government can use administrative forfeiture to take almost anything aside from real estate and property valued at more than $500,000. You guys are so nice. That $500,000 limit currently applies to cryptocurrency, but the Attorney General wants to lift the $500,000 cap for cryptocurrency and other digital assets. This would eliminate one of the very few limits on administrative forfeiture. Even if Congress refuses to act, thanks to a law enacted last year, the Secretary of the Treasury could simply end the cap by adopting new regulation. This proposal is deeply concerning. Administrative forfeiture provides shockingly scant protection for property owners. After seizing property, the government need only send notice of an administrative forfeiture. If the owner fails to quickly file a claim for their own property, is automatically forfeited. And guess what? They'll be able to dictate how long that is. Hell, they could give you 24 hours. Since the seized property may be the owner's most valuable asset, owners often do not have the means to fight back. Yet, even when a claim is filed, the owner still might not get their day in court. According to a report by the Institute for Justice, federal agencies have rejected more than 1/3 of all filed claims for seized cash as deficient, with most claims denied due to technical reasons. Unsurprisingly, since administrative forfeiture cases are significantly easier for the government to win, as administrative forfeitures accounted for almost 80% of all forfeitures conducted by the Department of Justice and 96% of the Treasury Department's forfeiture activities. And here's a story about a Middle Eastern man who came over here, started a small convenience store, and they took $570,000. I believe that was crypto, and took every piece of money in his bank account, over $150,000 that he worked 20 years for. And he had to go get a lawyer, and the Institute for Justice helped him out, and he got all his crypto back, but lost all his life savings. So basically, he's broke, depending on the day. Now, here's something important you guys gotta drill into your brains. Currently, most cryptocurrencies are considered commodities rather than securities. Now, securities are usually your stocks, your bonds, your ETFs. Crypto is a commodity, something you could trade, right? But they're putting it under the guise of like precious metals and things like that, because we're going to see why. So under federal laws governing commodities, prosecutors can charge fraud and manipulation in the cryptocurrency markets. But unlike securities, those statutes do not permit forfeiture of ill-gotten gains from criminal activity involving commodities. Because I guess they don't expect people to be criminal barons doing illegal copper trades, things like that. Just an example. But extending civil forfeiture casts too far wide a net and would make it much more likely for innocent holders to lose their crypto to government confiscation. After all, civil forfeiture lacks a conviction requirement, unlike criminal forfeiture. Moreover, there is a direct financial incentive for federal agencies to pursue forfeiture cases. Once property has been forfeited, either civilly or criminally, the seasoned federal agency can retain up to 100% of the proceeds. Unfortunately, the proposed expansion in asset forfeiture are part of a broader assault on cryptocurrency, including attacks on the financial privacy cryptocurrency can otherwise afford. They think this is going to be money laundering. That's subjective, but okay. The Treasury Department's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, or FinCEN, is currently considering a rule that would extend intrusive reporting requirements to custodial wallets, i.e. those managed by a third party, like your Coinbase or Exodus. The same reporting requirements that led the IRS to seize Ken Karan's cash. If adopted, the wallet's host would have to send detailed reports to FinCEN for every transaction with an unhosted wallet over 10 grand, including personal information like the names and physical addresses of both parties involved in the transaction. Since the blockchain is inherently public, a single report on a single transaction would effectively become a digital skeleton key, letting the federal government snoop on all of the wallet's other transactions. Again, remember what I said about Biden trying to go into everyone's Cash App and Venmo and Zelle and PayPal after $600 is in your account. This is their end around. Because most people, from what I know, you can add your money through Cash App so you don't have to give the exchange service your personal bank information. Unless you want to. I know some people do that. Hell, you can buy Bitcoin on Cash App. Yeah, this is y'all's Biden. This is y'all's Biden. But we're going to go back to Mr. Bankman-Fried, because this firestorm of him losing all his money has a direct correlation on politicians. So we're going to talk about that. Here we go. All right, we're in cryptobriefing.com. A new bill would force Congress to disclose crypto holdings. This bill is in an effort to improve the transparency of the U.S. government. Right. All right, let's go. A new bill working its way through the House of Representatives will require members of Congress to report the value of any purchase, sale, or exchange of cryptocurrencies over $1,000. The Cryptocurrency Accountability Act. A bill was introduced on May 20th in the United States House of Representatives that would oblige U.S. lawmakers to disclose their cryptocurrency holdings along with their other financial interests. Yeah, right. You think them senators and representatives are going to disclose how much money they put in for the Belle Biv DeVoe jabs? Yeah, all right. I got a bridge in Brooklyn that's made of brick that'll sell you. But anyway, the Cryptocurrency Accountability Act, introduced by Representative Alyssa Slotkin, Democrat from Michigan, alongside Representative Dusty Johnson, Republican out of South Dakota, is an amendment of the Ethics in Government Act of 1978 that requires public officials to disclose their financial and employment history. Under the law, members of Congress would be required to describe the date and value of any purchase, sale, or exchange of cryptocurrencies exceeding $1,000, as well as disclose the size and nature of their long-term holdings. The bill also applies to their spouses and dependent children. All right. Failure to report crypto holdings in a timely fashion would result in a fine of either $500 or an amount equal to 5% of the value of the asset, whichever is highest. In the case of a representative purposely falsifying their report, the fine may be brought up to $66,000 or an amount equal to 5% of the value of the asset, again, whichever is highest. Representative Slotkin said in a Twitter post that Americans deserve to know their elected leaders have the public's best interests at heart and aren't trying to make a quick buck off their position. Boy, ma'am, stop lying. Y'all got to be kidding. That's as old as time song, as old as rhyme. Congress and the dollar. My Cryptocurrency Accountability Act will improve transparency and help stop the corruption that erodes confidence in our government. Yeah, all right. This bill was introduced only 3 days prior to the House Committee on Ethics launching an investigation into Representative Madison Cawthorn, Republican out of North Carolina. There you go. This is why they want to regulate Republicans. Here we go. Who was suspected of promoting a cryptocurrency in which he may have had a financial interest. The token, named Let's Go Brandon, after the chant mocking U.S. President Joe Biden, crashed to zero in January and has not recovered since. Well, that's his downfall. He went and bought that damn coin. But you say to yourself, what does this have to do with politicians? Well, this was part of it. But I want y'all to see something. Switch! We went over to financialexpress.com. What does that say, folks? FTX's Sam Bankman-Fried admits making donations towards U.S. midterm elections. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And he said this on Twitter. For both sides. Oh, yes. By the way, he only gave $2 million to Republicans, but gave a whopping $25 million to Democrats. including PACs. PACs that are for the pandemic prevention. Interesting. But let's read. Where is it? Here we go. On the basis of information by Cointelegraph, reportedly SBF was planning to utilize $1 billion to influence 2024 presidential election campaigns. Again, Samuel Bankman-Fried was planning to utilize $1 billion to influence 2024 presidential election campaigns. By the way, folks, just a little caveat. We're going to see an old friend pop up in this article as well. In 2020, SBF made a donation of $5.2 million to the Joe Biden presidential campaign. Insight from Open Secrets, a platform keeping track of the money in politics, stated that SBF is the sixth largest political contributor, with the total contribution being $39.8 million for the 2021-22 period. It is believed that of the 92% total that has been directed towards Democrats, while the remainder being channeled towards Republican candidates and campaigns, playing both sides of white supremacy. Take both sides of the argument. Reportedly, the top political contributor was billionaire investor George Soros, the sorry man, who has made the pledge of $128.5 million for the Democrats. Peter Thiel, a billionaire venture capitalist who has supported cryptocurrency startups, was ninth on the list with $32.6 million for supporting the Republicans. So they're having a white supremacist sword fight. All right, say less. Here we go. Moreover, Cointelegraph noted that Bankman-Fried also provides backing to the Political Action Committee Protect Our Future, which was created in January 2022 and spent over $9 billion for supporting Democrat candidates. As per a recent survey conducted by fund manager Grayscale, 38% of respondents are expected to consider cryptocurrency policy positions while making the selection for their candidates. I need y'all to watch that starting next year, especially if Congress passes that bill. I need y'all to watch this. And if y'all don't believe me that he was putting out money, here you go. This is your man's. Now, he sent this money from Hong Kong. $780 to the Democrat Party of Colorado. Same amount to the Democrat Party of Ohio. $2,800 to Joe Biden. And a whopping $35,500 to the DNC Services Corp. And y'all want to tell me that Congress is really, really focused on making sure that their politicians in that white dome are going to be transparent with their cryptocurrency assets. Yeah, right. But let's go back to the video. Well, there you go, folks. That's just a small little window into what's going on with this cryptocurrency crash of FTX.us and Samuel Bankman-Fried, which I'm sure they'll probably put him up on C-SPAN when, the Republicans get a hand on him. Because I think right now they still control the House. For the time being, of course. Again, I'm sorry for doing this video early in the morning, but I just figured let's just get this out the way. And besides, everybody talks about business early in the morning. B1, if you got crypto, please be careful out there. I know it's on the internet and there's room to hack it and there's room to basically manipulate it, but please be careful. Don't overstep your means. We know that they want to regulate money into that Chinese system where everything is under a social credit score. We can't have that. The one thing about America, you get to pick and choose what you want to do. Yes, you got to face consequences, good or bad, but you still get to choose it. So we have to be careful out here, family. Very careful. So I'm going to leave the link for all these articles in the description box so you guys can go look at it, partake of it, read it for yourself, sound off in the live chat, sound off in the comment thread. I guess I see another storm coming, but we'll weather this one as well. But anyway, let me get up out of here. You already know what to do. Share, like, and subscribe. That's right. Share, like, and subscribe, because I'm not like other YouTubers. I'm different. Take care. Stay safe. Hit the Cash App. Don't give me more than $600, please. I don't want Biden and them in my stuff. $ K Gravity Beyond. You know how that go. And also, you can join the members only site. I'm just going to tell y'all now, next Thursday, there will be a special video out for you guys. Maybe Friday. Depends on how I edit it. I think that's enough promoting. I'm out.